Well, just joking around. My swim coach told me not to do backstroke. Why, I asked. I'm a good backstroker. He said, because if you swim 40 left freestyle, then you go back and you'll have nothing left. What's a quiet Hawaiian laugh? Aloha. Did you hear about the monkeys who shared an Amazon account? They were prime mates. A blonde and a brunette worked in a factory. The brunette said, I know how to get some time off from work. How? Asked the blonde. Watch this, says the brunette. Then she climbs up to the rafter and hangs upside down. The boss walks in and sees her and says, What on earth are you doing? I'm a light bulb, she answers. I think you need some time off, says the boss, so she jumps down and walks out. Now the blonde sees all this and starts walking out too. Where are you going, says the boss. The blonde replies, I can't work in the dark. I ate a clock yesterday. It was very time consuming. A perfectionist walked into a bar. Apparently the bar wasn't set high enough. Why aren't dogs good dancers? Because they have 2 left feet. How can you tell you are losing weight when you are swimming with a number of people? Answer, when you get a little behind. When is a bus like grass? When it is due. Someone told me I had livestock. Yep, I do have 2 calves. Let's see what's on top here. Why are 3 and 5 the best friends? Because together they thrive. Okay. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Same middle name. Next. I was horrified when my wife told me that my 6-year-old son wasn't actually mine. Apparently I need to pay more attention during school pickup. What is the opposite of a croissant? Croissant. A happy uncle. If April showers bring May flowers, what do Mayflowers bring? Pilgrims. Which branch of the military accepts toddlers? The infantry. Did you know you can actually listen to the blood in your veins? You just have to listen varicosely. All right, move to the other side of the page. Though I enjoy the sport, I could never date a tennis player. Love means nothing to them. I have a joke about time, travel, but I'm not going to share it. You guys didn't like it. What's the opposite of irony? Wrinkly. I was kidnapped by mimes once, and they did unspeakable things to me. I finally decided to sell my vacuum cleaner. All it was doing was gathering dust. A friend of mine went bald years ago, but still carries around an old comb. He just can't part with it. You know, there's no official training for trash collectors. They just pick up things as they're going, as they go along. I'm thinking of a career where I estimate crowd sizes at different outdoor events. I wonder how many people are in that field. What do you call a woman who sets fire to all her bills? Bernadette. Where does the general keep his armies? In his sleeves. How does the squid go into battle? Well armed. Where do you find a cow with no legs? Right where you left it. What's E.T. short for? Because he's got little legs. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? One is really heavy and the other is a little lighter. Are you smiling yet? What did the mayonnaise say when the refrigerator door was open? Close the door, I'm dressing. I stand corrected, said the man in the orthopedic shoes. That's probably me. What did the left eye say to the right eye? Between you and me, something smells. Why is England the wettest country? Because the Queen has reigned there for decades. It's hard to explain puns to kleptomaniacs. They always take things so literally. What do you call it when Batman skips church? Christian Bale. All right. A guy goes to a pet store to buy a goldfish. The salesman asks him, "Do you want an aquarium?" The guy responds, "I don't care what star sign it is." What do you call bears with no ears? Bee. What's a foot long and slippery? A slipper. They all laughed when I said I wanted to be a comedian. Well, they're not laughing now. Wait for it. I told my physical therapist that I broke my arm in 2 places. He told me to stop going to those places. No wonder I have no low copay. What did the swordfish say to the marlin? You're looking sharp. Will glass coffins be a success? Remains to be seen. It's kind of gross. Center row. 2 windmills are standing in a wind farm. One asks, "What's your favorite kind of music?" The other says, "I'm a big metal fan." What do you call a bee that can't make up its mind? A maybe. Hear about the new restaurant called Karma? There's no menu. You just get what you deserve. Is it ignorance or apathy that's destroying the world today? I don't know. I don't really care. What do you call the wife of a hippie? Mississippi. All right, right-hand column. How is it, move it over here, how is it what? How is it that I can go to the YMCA 60 times a month? Well, I can go more than once a day. And when I go there, I can go back in time. Because the older I get, the more time it takes me to swim my laps. What do jailbirds, horseback riders, and chefs have in common? They're all stir crazy. My Aunt Anna keeps sending messages. Answer, that's what Aunt Anna's antennas do. It's amazing that a group of women who lived in an island paradise could start such a successful company like Amazon. You know, I tried to go to college a couple of times, but they said I had no class. What are these pennies doing in my soup? The patron asked. The restaurant patron demanded. Motioning for the waiter to come over to his table, the waiter walked over and whispered, "You said you would stop eating here if there wasn't some change in the food." Pick a word that if you take an S out of it, you get sand. And if you take the other S out of it, you get dirt. Dessert. Last year, I entered a marathon. The marathon started, and immediately I was in the last of the runners. It was embarrassing. The guy who was in front of me, second to last, was making fun of me. He said, "Hey, buddy, how does it feel to be last?" I replied, "You really want to know?" And then I dropped out of the race. Some people tell me I have karma, but I don't like candy. Really? Take the S out of dessert, and all you get is sand. I think we repeated that one. Repeats. Take another, and you get dirt. Dirt. When is a dessert justified? When it is a comeuppance, you get your just desserts. When I was growing up, I didn't have a coming out party. I had a comeuppance. What is the difference between a salad and a salad? One that is eaten as a leftover is a salad. I've got a new pair of shoes with birds on them. Velcro. How do you sew written material? With a yarn. How do you weigh a millennial? By his Instagrams. I would love to dine in India. I hear they have a New Delhi. Top up. All right, here's one. Spelling backwards. That's always an adventure. What's spelled backwards gets stolen? A tool. Loot. Can a kangaroo jump higher than the Empire State Building? I know this one. I know it. Of course. I can jump higher than the Empire State Building because the Empire State Building can't jump. A husband and wife were driving through Louisiana. As they approached Natchitoches, they started arguing about the pronunciation of the town. I can understand that. They argued back and forth. Then they stopped for lunch. At the counter, the husband asked the blonde waitress, "Before we order, could you please settle an argument for us? Would you please pronounce where we are very slowly?" She leaned over the counter and said, "Burger King." How does a man on the moon get his hair cut? He clips it. All right. We have to go down again. Going on down. Musicians have their issues. Drummers are simple-minded. Piano players are all keyed up. Violinists just keep stringing people along. Trumpet players are blowhards, and they like to toot their own horns. Trombonists just slide through life. Conductors are too controlling. Clarinetists sound reedy. Saxophone players are always on the phone. Flautists flaunt it. Flaunt it. What are you in there? Flutists flaunt it. I'm going to break my teeth saying that. Bass players are a bass. That's a good one. What starts with E, ends with E, and has only one letter in it? An envelope. Are we ready yet? For the next column. Why couldn't a leopard play hide and seek? Because he was always spotted. What runs around a cow pasture but never moves and could be arrested? A fence. Where can you find an ocean without water? On a map. How do you describe Queen Elizabeth when she decides to abdicate her throne? She has decided to come out of the rain. Young people wear ragged clothes to make a fashion statement. Old people call it hard times. Change is inevitable except from a vending machine. We got that changed. Moving on over to column 3. Why do cowboys roll up the sides of their cowboy hats? So they can get 3 in a pickup. What do people from Minnesota call a small soda? A mini soda. Save face by keeping the lower half shut. What does a bicycle stand on one leg? Why does a bicycle stand on one leg? Because it's too tired. How do you fix a broken tomato? Tomato paste. What building in D.C. has the most stories? White House. I would say the D.C. Library. What has no beginning, no end, and nothing in the middle? A donut. I'm a donut. I love money. Well, that's part of the joke. Over to column left. Column left. I was in the drill team. I never got that one right because it's left. If 2 is a couple and 3 is a crowd, what is 4 and 5? 9. Where do zombies go swimming in Cleveland? Lake Erie. I used to be an Indian, a Cleveland Indian, played baseball. What 3 letters turn a young girl into a grown woman? A-G-E-H. What does a ghost call his father? Transparent. How do you make a witch scratch? Take away her W. You like raisin bread? I don't know. Never raised any. What does a houseboat grow up to be? Oh, I know what this is. A houseboat. What does a houseboat? A township. I am an army brat. Salvation Army. Why did the chewing gum cross the street? Because he was stuck to the chicken's foot. A bear walks into a bar and says to the bartender, "I'll have a